Climate change is a real thing. Idalia hit the west coast of Florida last week. It was 4 p.m., the day before the landing of the hurricane. My husband and I were still working. My son was sleeping. We had not prepared the house at all. Windows were exposed. We didn't have water or food. The news kept urging us to get ready. I frantically left work and got all the necessary supplies. When my husband Roberto got home, we put all our potted plants in, patio furniture, the grill, and all the other junk we have outside. It started raining. My husband was like, forget it, forget the windows. So we didn't board the windows. I came inside, I cleaned the tub and filled it with water. This hurricane thing is so anxiety stricken lately. This little devil on my shoulder keeps telling me this is it. This is the one that's gonna mess us all up. Then this angel keeps telling me to pray. This hurricane deal is a bit scary. I couldn't sleep that night. I was glued to TikTok and the news trying to figure out if we were gonna sink. I worried about the windows, the flooding, the people who were experiencing homelessness and slept that night under the tent of the organization across the street from my house. I fell asleep at 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 11 again, right? Then spent all day in front of the TV looking at the news about the storm. That's such an unhealthy way to spend my day. As a writer, you think I'd be sitting next to the window, listening to the rain while writing for hours? Couldn't. Couldn't work. Couldn't write. Couldn't sleep. Nothing. I was one of the fortunate ones whose area didn't get hit that hard, but the anxiety I felt during the hurricane paralyzed me. Now, as a Floridian, I'm used to hurricanes, and honestly, I was one of the people who used to celebrate with a bottle and music. But lately, can we just be a little honest here, my fellow Floridians? It's a little scary. And then popular mental health tips don't help in the face of natural disasters either. So many areas in Florida got completely flooded, which, to be honest, apart from feeling horrible for the affected families and the damaged property, the news served as a confirmation that my luck might be running out soon. The media just makes the anxiety worse because they keep displaying all the devastating images. I guess they serve their purpose too. Still, that can be traumatizing in itself. I kept thinking about my past experiences. Back when Hurricane Irma hit us in September of 2017, I had an efficiency in the back of my house and the ceiling came down. The septic tank just gave up and we couldn't fix it because it was in the range of $7,000 to $12,000 to replace. FEMA didn't approve our application. We ended up selling the house. And those are minor events that happened to me compared to what happened to others with Hurricane Maria, Irma, Ian, and now Idalia. People are dying and losing their homes, having to migrate to other areas just to be safe. The threat is real and the anxiety can skyrocket. I never felt that level of anxiety for a hurricane before Irma. So of course, not before, after the hurricane, I started researching how to reduce my anxiety. And I know I'm not the only one. While the main focus of hurricane preparedness and intervention is to prevent loss of life and property, the risk that's not spoke about too much is the effect that climate has on our mental health. Evidence that climate change threatens mental health is rising. According to a recent report from Imperial College London's Institute of Global Health Innovation, heat wave, hurricanes increase the risk of trauma and depression. Now, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just someone trying to figure out how to reduce my own anxiety and learn better to take care of myself. The New York Times released an article where Dr. Renee Lexman, a climate psychologist, said that when people don't talk about anxiety, the isolation can lead to depression. We already have plenty to be depressed about. No need to keep adding. That's why I chose to do this video. I want to connect with you all on topics that affect me and others like me. Let me know in the comments how you deal with climate anxiety. On that note, I'm Nilsa Ada Rivera and I tell stories about housing, food, and climate insecurity. So if you're interested in this topic, subscribe to my YouTube channel and to Substack. In another article released by NPR, they suggest helping out the community by providing food and other assistance as a way to reduce the anxiety. I remember during Hurricane Irma, we brought out the grill and the whole block brought out food and we shared resources with each other. This is something that we can do even without a natural disaster. I remember the day that I would go knocking on my neighbor's door for sugar or just a casual conversation. I don't do that often enough anymore. Outside of connecting with others as a way to reduce climate anxiety, the New York Times said that action is the antidote to anxiety. Now, action usually helps me with my anxiety, so I started thinking about what I can do besides playing board games, cleaning my house, and frantically playing with Lady Cindy. I need to feel that I'm doing something to reduce the harm I inflict on the planet. And I know I'm late to the climate action game, but I think it's time to listen to Mama Earth because how many whippings are we going to get before we listen? Talking about listening, I was listening to an episode of Listen and Be Heard where the host interviewed Laura Lennick, author of Resilient Agriculture. She provides a lot of information on taking action. I've added the link if you want to listen. I really recommend it. One way to take action is to reduce food waste. A couple of days ago, Roberto and I went to get pizza, and the restaurant was about to close. While we were waiting for the order, one of the staff dumped an entire tray of garlic bread into the trash. We were shocked. Now, that's wasteful. There are plenty of people that will want it. Plus, it's bad for the planet and for business. In the U.S., we throw away almost 60 million tons, 120 billion pounds every year of food. That's almost half of the entire world. No, that's almost 40% of the entire food supply. All that food goes to the landfill and gets burned, and the smoke produces greenhouse gases. Now, I waste a lot of food too. My husband doesn't eat leftovers. I keep cooking for my 21-year-old, even though he never eats at home anymore, and I keep forgetting about those vegetables I bought. So, these are 3 simple things I am committing to. I'm getting a smaller rice pot and starting to cook less. Maybe I'll cook half a can of beans instead of the whole can. I'm going to eat all that pasta and the rest of the food I have in the back of the pantry before I head out to buy groceries. I'm only going to buy what I'm really going to eat. Most of the time. The third one is I'm going to try to eat less meat. I used to be a vegetarian for many years, but as I got older, I felt I needed more meat. But I can handle one meatless night per week. Hopefully I can reduce waste by a couple pounds a week, and I'll help Mama Earth, and she won't be so mean to us. I know it's not much, but it's a start. These are small changes I'm focusing on because I feel they're easy and they won't cost me as much. Share in the comment what are some of the things that you're doing to help the environment. Thank you for watching, and please like and share this video. Bye. Hurricane